Hey guys, welcome. Today I'd like to show you a little bit of how we go about doing rearranging. I'm going to show you 3 examples, and hopefully by showing my working, that's going to help you as you guys approach things. So I'm going to get started here with a real simple one. If I get y equals ax, this one on the left-hand side, the first thing I have to decide is what do I want to make my focus. And so I'm going to say, let's try make x the subject, which means I want to get x alone. I have to undo the things attached to that x one step at a time. So the first thing I have there is the a. So I know to get rid of an a, I've got to divide by a. So the same way as if that was 2x, I would divide by 2. If it's ax, I'm going to divide by a. But I have to do that to both sides. So I'm going to end up with y over a is equal to x. And that's it. So it's about you. There's lots of practice that you can do on the Google Slides with different options, but just getting used to dividing by letters will be really helpful. Okay, number 2, we get 6x minus 2 is equal to y. And again, we want to make x the subject. So I'm going to underline x. I want to get that alone. Now, the first thing we're going to do here is get rid of that minus 2 by doing plus 2. So I'm going to put a plus 2 on this side of the equals and a plus 2 on that side. So that's going to become 6x equals y plus 2. Now, it's really important to know I started with the plus 2, not the divided by 6, because you're always going to be doing plus and minus first, then your times and divide, and then your exponents and your powers. Right? It's the opposite of BEDMAS because we're undoing, we're going the opposite direction. Okay, next step is I've got rid of the 2. Now we got to get rid of that x in front of the 6. So that's going to be divided by 6 on this side, and then divided by 6 on the other side. So that gets my x alone. Now I've got to do y plus 2 divided by 6. And it's real simple. We're just going to put y plus 2 and put a big line across them and say divided by 6. And that's it. If you want, you could put the top into brackets if you want to make it really clear. And that's a great answer, and that's solved. Now, this last question, number 3, this is a question from the last MCAT. So it's a great way to practice trying to solve these. And what I suggest is that you pick a letter and you try and make that the subject. So you can pick P, Q, or R. I'm going to start with P and then move on. So I want to get P alone. So the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of the plus R. So it's going to become W. So I'm going to do minus R on this side, minus R on that side. It's going to be W minus R equals PQ squared. That's my step 1. Step 2, I want to get rid of Q squared. I can treat that as one thing. So I'm going to divide this side by Q squared, and that means I have to divide the other side by Q squared. So I'm going to get W minus R all over Q squared is equal to P. And that's it. That is solved. Okay, so that's the simplest one. The next one I want to do is I'm going to rub that out. And we're going to do the same thing, but now we're going to try and make Q the subject, which means get Q alone. It starts the same way. Let's go minus R and minus R. So I get W minus R equals PQ squared. I then want to get rid of the P, so I'm going to divide both sides by P. And that's going to be W minus R over P is equal to Q squared. Now we're not finished because Q squared is not the same as Q. We have to undo the squared. And to do that, we're going to use a square root. So I'm going to square root both sides. So that becomes W minus R over P. And I'm going to draw a big square root over the whole thing. Let's see if it comes up. There we go. And that's going to be equal to Q. Sorry for the email there. And that's the answer over here. So following those steps, I want you to notice that I try and keep my equals aligned all the way down. I record the steps I'm doing each step so I don't get confused. And I make sure to be going from plus and minus, 2 times and divide, and then to my squares or my square roots. So that's what I'm going to do for today. Feel free to send me any questions you have, or if you want me to do any more examples, and I'll create these videos and forward them on to the Google Classroom. Thanks, guys. Stay safe and look after yourselves.